My name is Adam Coombs. I graduated in 2012.
Adam, give us a perspective on what's special about the campus and what's special about the Youth for Tomorrow after being a resident here, and it's been a while since you graduated. Give us your perspective.
My perspective on Youth for Tomorrow starts with the people who work here, and they come in with a lot of love for people, with a lot of care in their hearts, and they want young teenagers or younger kids to be able to be successful or just get away from a negative situation. And they come in with their own issues and their own troubles, and they put those to the side, and they worry about the people who are here. And they try and treat them with respect and love and dignity and care, and really try and support the youth.
And your story is unique. All stories are unique. What are you doing now?
I work 2 jobs, double timing with work. My full-time job is helping vehicles go across the United States.
A hauling company or a transportation company?
Yes, sir, absolutely. We work for a lot of large companies and large pharmaceutical companies and sales representatives and whatnot, just being able to get their company vehicles from point to point.
Tell us what brought you to Youth for Tomorrow when you initially came on campus. What was your background and what were your first impressions of the campus?
As a resident, sir?
Yes, sir.
I didn't want to be here. I was lost. I didn't have a sense of myself or any sort of dignity or self-respect in who I was. And I just wanted to be home. I'd bounced around to a couple of different mental institutions and placements to try and get help for me, but I never grasped any of it. I never took hold of any of the treatment that I was supposed to have received until I came here. And then I met a lot of the staff, and a lot of the love that I was given was something that I needed, and that opened me up a lot.
In hindsight, when did you realize that this was going to be a special place for you? If you got here and you didn't want to be here, I would have to think somewhere along the way you felt this feels like home. So could you speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, it took a little time for me to come out of a shell. I was able to connect a lot with Duncan Jones, and he gave me a gift that I could never repay back. He made me feel like I was cared for, and that someone cared for me, which is something that I'd never received before. Just that feeling or that recognition that I was being cared for, and that's something that I can never repay.
What anecdotal stories do you have? Any stories with Duncan? Anything specific? Anything that's especially memorable?
Going fishing. He'd get us out in the van, and we'd go up to Lake Brittle, I believe it's called, and we'd just go fishing for hours. And just a couple of the guys, a couple of the residents, and Duncan, he'd teach us how to fish, and we'd just talk about anything and everything, and just be guys. It was awesome.
And now that you've been a graduate, do you see yourself looking at young folks maybe as a mentor in the future? It seems like that's something that you might be very good at.
I want to help people. I get a lot of satisfaction in knowing that people are cared for. It's part of why I'm in the customer service industry, is that I know that I can interact with people and make sure that their needs, even though they're small, are met. And that's something that I would definitely like. I have actually come back, and I've worked here for the summer during helping get set up for the country fair, and that was awesome, just to be able to come back and to support the people as they support the youth here, but also try and help support the youth here myself. That's something that I'm really proud of.
And it strikes me that you, in the time that you got here, through the time since you've been graduated, you've seen this place go through a pretty big transformation, especially in some of the services that are provided. And I would think that is something you've noted because of what your background was, and that was something you didn't get as a young person.
Yeah, it's been great to see Youth for Tomorrow grow from dealing with getting residents just out of the DC area and the negativity that may have been there at some point, to expanding and trying to find more people to help. victims of sex trafficking, or teen mothers who have no idea how to care for the child that they're about to have in a couple months. People who may have like a drug addiction, or some sort of gang affiliation or whatnot, just getting them out of such a negative environment. And then they've also tried to branch out to people who don't even have a family whatsoever, and really try and put them in a positive situation. It blows my mind, the love that this place has.
Do you kind of try to play forward the positivity in relationships that you have as much as you can?
Oh yes, absolutely. I'm an outgoing person. I'm a very energetic person, and I try to use these values that YFT has given me, and really try to teach me and actually treat them or other people that I may interact with the same way that I was treated here at Youth for Tomorrow.
Finally, what's it like when you come back to campus? I mean, I would think there's a mixed emotions. I mean, you probably miss it to some regard, but I would think also a great sense of pride that you're part of the legacy of this place and the success that you have moved on with your life.
Yeah, I love coming back here and being able to see people who have cared for me and really want me to do well, and actually be able to tell them and look them in the eye and say, hey, I'm doing it. It's tough and it's hard and it stinks sometimes, but I'm doing it. And I'm really proud of myself and the work that I've been able to do because of these people who have cared for me and given me the gifts of love and respect. Absolutely. It's great coming back here every time.